Let's start with the minutes of the previous meeting.
I will make a motion to accept the minutes from the November 3rd council meeting.
I'll second.
We moved in second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Motion carries.
We want to wait on Aaron.
Yeah, we'll see if Aaron shows up.
He said he's gonna be late, so I would go ahead and move
So
on.
let's move on to new business. Jessica, you're up or you're down. You can stay sitting here if you want.
I just don't have great balance. I'm
We can
okay.
tell. No.
That had nothing to do with it. So, I have really good news. Chris just told me a little bit about 4th of July stuff. He's gonna get with me and give me a phone number for a gal, right? Okay. That can help us get grants for 4th of July. Because the community club would like to kind of do it for you guys, so you don't have to worry about it. And then we were gonna ask you guys if you wanted to help us, like, kind of fund it a little bit. And we can kind of figure out where we're gonna go from there. We, the people, have come up with a couple of ideas about getting, like, not necessarily reenactment individuals to come out, but more so like, people who could dress up and do that kind of thing. So I was like, maybe we can get them to kind of like do a march through or how they used to be in camp and things like that and see, that way we can all appreciate it. So we're working on something like that. But the real big thing that I wanted to come and tell you guys about was that a couple weeks ago, I went to the county council and I actually got the $10,000 to have the carnival.
Wow.
So it's coming. So now when we get to start planning how we're gonna do all the fun stuff at the park.
Well, the carnival's a bunch of that.
Well, yeah, no, we have to come up with a hardcore plan of how are we going to, have them powered? How are we gonna get them running water? That kind of thing. And then we need to also start brainstorming with law enforcement on a good traffic flow and blocking that off, because with them coming, I have to have a drive-in for the hogs and the sheep and goats and because everything seems to come in off of Park Row to get into the barns. I know swine does, and I want to say cattle does too. So I have to we have to leave a lane open for that for the trailers to get in. But other than that, I have to block all that off because there's gonna be kids running everywhere, and I don't know what time they shut down.
So it used to be on the west side of the merchants building, they shut all that down, I don't know if that's big enough or if that's where the council wants it.
That's where we're planning on having it. I have to leave a roadway, I have to leave enough room for a trailer and a truck to get through, which isn't hard. It's not hard to do that. It's just that we need to figure out how we're gonna be able to close that so they don't move the barricades after that.
Why are they going in
Yeah,
from
I
Park?
don't
They shouldn't
understand
be
that.
going in.
All 4-H kids come in off Park Road to put the sheep in,
Wow.
and that's not even up to
We'll
me.
need to discuss that because
That's not even up to me. That's
Right,
something they
right.
have told
we
them.
understand, yeah, so it has to be
No.
with 4-H.
I thought they always came off the State Road 18 or the backsides of the
Mm-mm.
building.
Yeah.
For the
I've seen
last
them
couple
lined up out
years,
there.
For the last couple of years, I know
That's where
swine
they-
especially, because I've always had to make sure that I didn't have anything in the middle of that, where, the Lions Club puts the ice cream trailer, right?
Right,
So that entire circle that's why nothing's ever out there, is because I can't block it, because swine comes in off of Park Row, goes around that circle, they drop off and they go out that other end, down by Rosie's.
Okay.
They leave that way.
so we'll need to talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
That's fine. I
But
mean,
yeah, we're used to them coming off of 18, there by
Yeah.
the brick entryway and everything and going that
I
route.
mean, we used to have.
That's
all
how
of us,
it
that's
used to
how-
always be.
Right.
We used to have a
Right.
carnival.
Hi,
that
Jack.
had gone that way.
Hi, Jack.
So, okay.
Right. So, I mean, however we want to do it, there will be an all fair meeting,
Mhm.
but that won't happen until like March.
Yeah.
And that's the only, and I say this as nice as I possibly can, it is when 4-H decides that we can have that meeting. We don't really get a choice of when they're having that meeting. We get told what day it is and we have to show up.
We'll discuss that.
So, but yeah, I have an idea of those plastic barricades because I had a problem with people moving them last year.
And once we fill them, they won't move.
Well, I know, I'm thinking filling them, yes, but if we have to have a place where we have to like get them through there, then, I'm thinking like a cable with a padlock, and we could just like.
So, but there's gates that come with some of the barricades that he has. He has the vehicle where it'll trap a vehicle,
Yeah,
gates attached to that, but that should only be a fire lane through there. You shouldn't allow any travel through this if the amusement rides up.
right.
Because in the past, it was always blocked off. They made their own way around.
Right. How did you, well, I guess there wasn't really a golf cart rule at that point, but now the fire marshal doesn't want, like, that's the biggest problem we have is keeping the golf carts out and everything, because fire marshal says absolutely no.
Yeah, you guys will have to voice that because if the marshal shows up, he can
Mhm.
shut it down.
I know,
And shut all the
that's,
plane down, so.
yeah, he definitely, and I tried to tell them that, and they just don't, I don't, when they keep telling me no, and at what point do I start calling and having somebody come and do citations and things like that, you know what I mean?
We'll have a discussion with the fire marshal. I had one last year with him, because after he walked out, there was some comments that were made, so.
Yeah, and it's a different guy this year too,
Okay.
it's a different one, because I don't
You
know.
just make sure you get with James on all that and coordinate it with him.
Yeah,
And Tyler will all work together.
oh yeah, definitely, but no, yeah, that's the big thing, so that's definitely
Good.
happening.
Good news.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for looking at that. I know the kids will love it.
Oh,
Next
yeah.
item on new business, Lisa, you have something for us?
Yeah, I do. Do I, can I give you a packet?
If you have, yeah.
It's just visual for you, for how it'll help with that. And I don't have much, just real quick, just wanna do proper procedure, I guess. Thank you.
Thank you.
Two there for you. I'm picking up. Okay, thanks. Well, I'm Lisa Day with Lisa Day Realty in Pines, and just finished a house over on Pine Street. So this is the listing. That area is such that that road actually stops right before that because it was one owner prior to that. And so nothing's ever been really developed in there. When the clients purchased that, they purchased it in hopes that they would be able to develop it into lots. We were getting through the channels, and one on a lot we couldn't develop, so we sold it off with the old house that was there. So they currently just finished the 113 Pine Street. I'm hoping for a buyer for that. And then there's another lot you can see on the Beacon Schneider thing, far to the right, 109. And it is basically a grass strip that goes back in there. There's a little bit of gravel. So my question would be if there are plans or if there's any kind of condition that would finish that road out, whether it would ever be snowplowed. These are things that we would need to answer before we would get our building permit, because we wouldn't want to keep extorting money and then find out we couldn't do these things. The owner on the right side at the old 112 drives a semi, and he parks it there, and you can see in that photo, he backs it in and parks it, and he has an old camper parked back there. He took down the property stake on his portion, but it's about where I marked an X. The tag should still be in the ground, and you can see the marker on the left. So we did just bring some gravel in, and they gravelled in front of the new house, and then there's a pole barn. So I guess the question would be with what kind of things can we do, whether it's gonna be the builder's responsibility to finish the road there, and then we'll be taken care of it if we have a 3-foot snow. I mean, will it come down there? I don't even know if the trash comes clear down there yet. I don't know if they back in, but they just come to the first house. We haven't gotten the trash bin at the new house built here. And the pole barn doesn't have any water or anything on, so we don't have trash there. And since it was finished, we never started the trash pickup. But,
Okay.
and then the ordinance with semis aren't allowed to park there. They did talk with the owner, and he kind of thinks that's no man's land. So he parks his trailer and then drives the truck over. And you can see in the one picture, they took the dirt and gravel, and he came in and kind of messed it up. Of course, when it's muddier, all that new gravel is gonna get all muddy. So I guess my question would be, could the council let us know what could be either done or what the builder will be responsible for, so that they don't end up eating a lot of costs? I understand the water line couldn't be ran within the certain amount, so they're gonna have to absorb running the water line because the city says that that's all, so they're gonna take that. So they do have to do that. NIPSCO at this point is saying they're not going to run a gas line to the house, so it will have to be total electric unless we can get an engineer to come out and do that, but that'll also be an extra cost. I like that Flora has increased its numbers very well in MLS and in sales. It's looking really good over here. I think it's coming up. I see a lot of people moving here. The last time that I had sell a house over on Capitol Street, that they, Pam Meeks, I think, or somebody's her name, they had a house there. He completely redeveloped Greenwood right off the 75. Sold for a pretty good amount, and those people actually relocated from Monticello to come here.
Okay.
So, and they were from here. You know, it's the days.
Do one of you guys want to address that question, or do you want me to? About the road?
I can wait. I just
Yeah, I think it's something we need to
we don't have a building
talk
permit yet,
about.
obviously. So.
And then I guess if it would, I guess if the road would go in or whatever, I think it would have to be one way or the other. Like say if the owner puts the road in, it would have to be deeded back to the town in order for us to maintain it.
Well, it's still deeded as yours. It's a road.
Right, but I'm saying the extension.
Oh, it's all yours. That's all road. That's
It's
all
already
city.
deeded to
It's already
us.
yours. It's road.
But it ends though, right? Or you're
Well, is it a
saying-
railroad? It ends at the
Oh,
railroad.
okay.
That's all
Just
yours.
once.
It is
Oh,
a
okay.
road that dead ends. So
Gotcha.
it's,
So we can talk about
Yeah.
this. I'll give you my opinion on it.
Sure.
So anytime anybody develops an area,
Mhm.
they're responsible for putting in the street. And then it can be, then it becomes the town, and then we'd be responsible for trash pickup, snow removal. But if, if, say you bought an acre out at the other end of town.
Sure.
We wouldn't run the street for that either.
Right.
So, what's street now would be probably where we would end it. And then because you developed those lots, I think it would be up to you guys to say, okay, we're running this road at the required specs. This much subsurface, this much,
and we can get those, somebody can give those to me.
yeah.
Because I know Pat, they have a big base, those type of things, and that's fine. I guess it was just like the other thing is to put those in, and then the guy never moved his semi. I don't think anybody here or anyplace else would want to buy a brand new home with a semi truck
Yeah,
and a
what?
camper parked at your road.
You got a
So-
comment, James?
Does the actual road end where the pavement ends? Because from looking at Beacon, that was one huge lot at one time, is that correct?
I don't think so. I don't know.
The road is
I'm just looking at
platted
the
out.
plat. I have a picture, there's the Beacon side is here. The parcel starts, we had a survey then, you can see the survey stake in the one. So, I mean, the road obviously, at one time, the prior owners, which was Mr. Bowen, I believe, you know what I'm talking about. He probably had some gravel there, they maybe parked something, but I think the big thing now is we could easily get in the trusses and the floor systems and those things for the first house, but it's gonna be a little bit more difficult to bring in truss systems and flooring systems through winter, so they would want to go ahead and put the money into the gravel. They don't want to keep doing these things and then find out that nobody's gonna maintain it, because a lot of homeowners wouldn't be able to plow the road, in a city, so, and
Yeah,
those types of
if
things.
it's put in, it would be just like any other subdivision where once it's put in and then
Okay.
if it's a new road dedicated to the town, in this case, I think it may already be our area,
I think it is, I mean,
but you guys would improve it and then we would take care of it
Okay.
after that point. And of course, we'd have to deal with the semi,
there is an ordinance, I do know that, and it's a fine of $10, but I guess my question would be, if it was me, and I didn't want to walk over, it's not very far to where he parked his trailer, it's like a $10 fine, that's what it is, it's like, oh well.
Well, we're working on new zoning ordinances right now where the fines will be more substantial than that. So that, but, that's just my opinion, that's kind of.
That's all right, that's what I'm here for, because I don't want to put anybody off, and I just want to do things the right
But
way.
we can.
Yeah.
We can talk about it and decide how we want to proceed with it, but that's just my opinion.
Sounds great, I appreciate it, thank you.
Thanks.
Have a Merry Christmas, everyone.
Me too.
Nobody wants to buy a house, it's very nice, very well built. Jimmy Arian was basically contractor, so.
Who'd you say Jimmy was?
Jimmy Arian,
Yeah, I've worked with him before.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
really don't do any shortcuts on it.
What's the square footage of the house? I didn't look at it.
It's 1,400, I believe,
Okay,
so,
thank you.
thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, item number C, yearly Ames dues, $2,002, up just a little bit from last year. So I would entertain a motion to pay the Ames dues and whether we want to include some extra.
I'll make a motion, we pay our Ames dues and we include an extra $500 for a total of $2,502.
I'll second that.
Okay, moved and seconded. Any discussion? Okay, if not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries and plus 500.
Okay.
She's got it. Okay, I'm gonna throw one in on you guys. It's not on the sheet. C.2. So, we had talked about planting some trees at the park quite a while back, and Matt Schick had given me some numbers now. And, 4 2-inch trees plus the plantings, $2,300. And he could probably plant those while they're still dormant in February or early March.
You said 2-inch trees?
2-inch.
Oh, I'm thinking little saplings. I'm like,
They're gonna require a lot of water and miracle grow. Yeah, they're 2-inch round, pretty decent sized trees, sugar maples, $2,300. And then I asked him to give me a price on small Norway spruce trees for the old school lot. And those are in 2-gallon containers. And I think they're 3 foot tall with the 2-gallon container, so they're not very big. But there'd be 18 of those for $430
Total.
total. Yeah, they're just miniatures.
Okay.
So, do you guys want to go ahead and talk about approving the trees, and I'll let Matt know to order them, or do you not want to do them?
do we know where at the park?
I just told him to quote 4 trees and told him that Scott or us would help him locate them. That hasn't been decided yet, the location.
You said 4 for the sugar maples? That was $2,300.
Yes. And 18 of the Norway spruce, 2 gallons, and those are not planted. So our guys would probably plant those because they're smaller, won't require a spade.
Okay. And what was the total?
$430.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make a motion, because I think we definitely need to try to replenish trees at the park because
And
some
we
keep dying.
And we didn't get any last year. We've been doing it every year, but we did skip last year.
Yeah, so I'll make a motion to approve the 4 sugar maples for the amount of 2,000, installed, right? I don't
Yes,
remember.
yes, planted.
Planning everything for $2,300, and the 18 Norway spruce for $430.
I'll second that.
They moved and seconded to purchase the trees. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Darren,
Yes.
He's like, oh.
we're gonna let you do your thing in case you wanna leave, right?
Make it track home.
All right. Yeah. Sorry I was late.
It's all right, understand.
Those are not the best. All right, so you guys have copies of? So just my monthly recap on Division A, the wastewater plant project. The next project meeting is next Thursday, December 11th, 11 a.m. Commonwealth's continuing to do our normal monthly construction admin related duties, shop drawings and such. As far as the work completed this past period, for Patterson Wharf, the continued installation of the site piping, electrical work throughout the plant site. Excuse me. Electrical building, completed the interior framing, drywall, and HVAC. The phosphorus building, they completed the masonry and started the roof installation. They continue work at the aeration tanks. They installed the diffused aeration system in the EQ tank. And then the new pump station, just continue doing that work there as far as the monorail is concerned. Excuse me, I'm not out of breath.
Do you need a drink?
No, I just want to get my breath there. They continue work at the Brewhurst lift station, as well as the Park lift station. As far as work coming up, I'm sorry, I just losing my breath again.
You want to sit down for a second?
I just want to, yeah, if you don't mind.
I want to make sure you're okay.
I kind of ran up here and I'm like,
Just have a seat.
Excited and-
Let us do a couple more new business
I'm
areas.
just leaving my stuff up here though, is that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Grab some water.
I have water, I do appreciate it.
Okay. Sure.
What's that?
Those steps will do it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're out of shape than I thought.
Okay, police department request to carry overtime off from 2025-26. So James, you're asking for 3 vacation days to carry over. For you, 3 hours of personal time for Catherine and 1 personal day for Rudd.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I mean, I don't see a problem doing that in light of the issues you guys have had trying to cover everything. It's been kind of hard for anybody to get vacation time in. I think James got his 8 weeks in, but everybody else. All but those 3 days.
Mark here.
Oh. Anyway, you guys have a problem with that?
No, we appreciate it stinks that you have to do that because of all the work, but we appreciate all the work and everything you guys have done for us. So.
Thank you.
Yeah, tell everybody thanks.
Mason's still looking good for the end of the
Yes.
month.
Yes. A few more days.
Okay, item E, we have appointments for commissions and committees expiring. Planning Commission has 1 opening. 1 opening on the Board of Zoning Appeals, Zoning Board of Appeals.
It's like 2. Ayers and Seaberg.
And an open area, so all 3 of them?
Yes, correct, because this one was never filled. So it's really weird that all of these hit at the same time. But yeah, so Donna's committed for another 4 years, so we still have Jason and I still have to hear from Josh and Jason. I've sent letters to everybody, but
So
I
you
haven't
haven't heard
back.
from them yet?
Correct.
Okay.
Everybody has gotten letters.
Parks and Recreation,
Same thing.
1, 2,
2, 3 actually.
3 for the open.
Mm-hmm.
The others are later. So 3 there. Economic Development, Brad Reinhardt's got another 3 years that he's asked to be appointed to.
Mhm.
And then the other 2 are not expired. Aviation, we're all good there, right?
Vince is gonna commit again, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I guess for now, I just need a motion to approve the ones that have committed to new terms, that you're okay with those, and then we will have to find positions to fill those others, or people to fill those other positions. Elizabeth Kaufman on the library board, still good.
Whether she likes it or not.
Chris Allball, let's see, who's this guy? He's still gonna do his stuff for Terpsey.
Should be the paper in the next week or 2.
So I'll make a motion that we approve the appointments that have returned commitments and continue on with the ones that still have terms.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Let's, look for some people. Hopefully Pam will get an answer back from
Yeah,
some, and say they're
hopefully,
still
yeah,
doing it.
yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
You ready?
Sure.
Okay,
Thank you. Sorry about that.
no problem.
I was white knuckling it the whole time and it all came up. All right, so continue with Division A. So upcoming work by Patterson Worth. Just as it's shown in the memo, several bullet items, miscellaneous stuff, but they're going to continue with the electrical building work, continue installation of various yard piping throughout the plant site, doing grout work within the clarifiers, as well as install the rear gates. Ongoing work at the UV and non-potable water pump station as far as concrete is concerned. And then continue to work at both of the lift station sites.
Are they about done with Bringhurst?
Yes.
It's real close, isn't it?
Yeah, we've done a complete switch over. They're out there today, trying to do start up the generator.
Did Gator help you with NIPSCO at all, or did it just
Yes.
happen?
No.
Good. Good deal.
I'm gonna table there's a couple work change directives here, I guess I'll go into, but the first bullet item, I'll just go down the list here, I guess, ultimately, but I'm not asking for approval tonight for this particular item, but Patterson Worth, at the request of Randy, wanted to give us pricing to replace the non-potable water piping in yard hydrants throughout the plant site. In its entirety, basically. A lot of the piping, I believe, is full of sludge, I think is my understanding.
And leaking.
And leaking, so even worse. I mean, as far as the new non-potable water that we're doing, we're providing new piping for our associated equipment to feed the new facilities, but it's the old existing stuff that remained. The contractor gave us two pricing that you can see on the memo here about option 1 and option 2. Option 1 being an all ductile iron piping alternative at roughly $197,000. And this number excludes markup at this point. These are just sort of numbers. If the owner wants to go through with it, then they would give a firm number with markup. And then option 2 is ductile iron main, but with polyethylene lines to the hydrant. So a little bit of savings there, roughly $146,000. There is sufficient contingency even with these, whether you want the high number or the low number here with markup, there's a lot of contingency still left on this project. So I don't want to like poo-poo the idea of not doing it, but obviously it's a big price tag to do this work. And I don't know how serious it needs to be done, Randy, to do it. But
I have a question on that.
Yeah.
The ductile iron and everything, it's a PVC in there right now. Is that not acceptable? And is that why it's leaking now? Because it's PVC?
is it glued joints?
That I'm not 100% sure on.
I mean, I don't know when it was installed originally. I mean, PVC is not an unusual material necessarily. It's not the ideal. I mean, honestly, polyethylene, in my opinion, is the way to go. Small diameter lines we're talking about here. So
Now, do they not make that bigger for the ductile iron spot for the mains too?
what size of mains are we talking about?
Right now, I think it's a 4-inch PVC.
Okay.
But from my understanding, the ductile iron was going to be sized down anyways.
Well, we wouldn't go less than 4 inches on ductile iron.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we would go less than that. I think they can manufacture down to 3 inches, but it's pretty unusual. It probably carries a premium price tag.
Do they carry a 4-inch polyethylene?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I guess my question is that's obviously the cheaper part of it than ductile iron. Why can't they run the main in that as well?
We could. I guess I wasn't part of the conversations on when that took place. I can go back to the contractor, do an option 3, if you will, and do an all polyethylene option and see where that might come in. I have no problem with that. And we can table this until maybe by the next progress meeting next week, we can talk about it. And then ultimately, if it's something we want to go forward with the council meeting.
So I guess along those lines, if it's something that we do decide to go forward with, where does it have to be decided upon? Like, is now the time to do it, or is
It's not critical path at this point.
Okay.
So I think you got some time to make that decision. But would I push it beyond January's council meeting? Probably not. If they have to order materials and things like that, we want to get it into to the docket.
How much contingency do we have on you know,
Do you want me to put it in the public domain?
no.
I mean, I have a number, if you guys want to know it.
You can tell me later.
Okay. I hedge it intentionally because of the contractor. I don't want them to necessarily know,
Gotcha.
but I can forward that to you separately. So I'll table it. I'll get an option 3, Randy and council, for all polyethylene option and see where that might fall. Maybe, hopefully it'll be less than even that lower number here. We'll see where it goes. But as far as Randy, as far as the importance is concerned, is it pretty critical to get that replaced?
It's when they broke through it in one spot and it was completely full of sludge. So I mean, they may hook up all the new to it and it may not even push and then have to be replaced at that point.
And you understand the need for non-potable water. It's a way that they can use plant water instead of using city water to run certain processes within the plant. It's basically a cost savings in the long run because you're already using the water that the plant's already processing anyway. So that's why the importance of it might be there. But I'll table that. The next WCD or Work Change Directive number 5 is being submitted for council approval tonight. It should be an attachment with your package there. This WCD involves providing power to the non-potable water shelter, the new MPW shelter that was put into the project, and then changing out a unit heater that was proposed for that shelter because of the voltage difference that was anticipated at design, which actually happened in reality. It went from 240 to 208 volt. So there was a change there, but honestly, the design just excluded power to that shelter, right or wrong. It was missed. So we're seeking council approval to add that back into the project, and that's $7,239.
Motion?
I'll make a motion, we approve Work Change Directive 5 for $7,239.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that one's approved.
Okay, and then the next Work Change Directive number 6 is also being submitted for the council for approval tonight. We should have a copy of that as well. This one is a little bit more complicated, and I'll do my best to try to explain it, but there's some colored graphics in the back of the WCD that you can see as well. But ultimately, the bottom line is we're putting in 2 new aeration tanks. It's really a singular aeration tank that acts through 2 vessels, aeration tanks 1 and 2. And then you have existing aeration tanks 3 and 4. In the event of an emergency down the road at some point, maybe the new aeration tanks have to be taken out of service, just maintenance reasons, act of God, whatever might occur. And doing that, then we'd want to put back tanks 3 and 4, your old tanks, back into service to operate during that interim period. To do that, there has to be some piping modifications and valving added to the discharge piping coming out of those effluent, the existing aeration tanks, to put them into service like that in that emergency mode. So this Work Change Directive is basically giving the capabilities of doing that by adding yard piping and valving to allow your existing aeration tanks 3 and 4 to be put back in service in case of emergency if 1 and 2 are out of service.
And those are in good shape?
Yeah, we're gonna be keeping those in there. They're gonna be used for bypassing reasons, if we have to take 1 and 2 down and clean it, and or we get an active God and we get a ton of flow, I can put those into service and continue to treat the extra flow.
And again, the graphics in the back kind of give you a little color coding of what's happening. I don't expect seeing this maybe the first time tonight to fully understand exactly what's happening, but it has been thought through. The valving's been there to do it. Not to mention they have to also put a line stop into the line just to be able to work on it in the first place, even in today's way to do the work. So the flow doesn't backflow into them. And that's the amount of $46,986.
Okay, I need a motion for that.
I'll make a motion that we approve Work Change Directive number 6 for the amount of $46,986.
I'll second that.
Okay, moved and seconded to do Work Change Directive number 6. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And then just continuing my agenda here, contract dates on Division A, as of right now, we're still on schedule to finish the project by April 1st. So no change at this point, which is good news, even with some of these changes that we're doing at this point. And then the last item on Division A is pay application number 12. That's in front of you for council approval. This pay application is in the total amount of $1,374,415.44. Taking out retainage of around $68,000, that leaves a payment to Patterson Port at $1,305,694.67. And that puts the project roughly at 64% complete based on monetary value.
I'll make a motion, we approve pay app number 12 for $1,374,415.44.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. Any discussion on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And then Division B, the sewer rehab project, going back to my memo here, again, progress meeting number 15 is also going to take place next Thursday, December 11th at 10 a.m., so just before the Division B project. As far as work completed this past period by Insight, they have cleaned and televised that railroad segment that we've been talking about for many weeks or months. They began installing the 8-inch sewer line within the park property that we've also been talking about. Again, that railroad segment is the one that we entered in that.
Did you say they would start?
They have it all. As a matter of fact, unless it's changed today, they should almost be done, the park sewer segment.
They probably would have been done today, but they blew a hydraulic line.
Okay, well, there you go. So ideally, maybe by tomorrow, they should be done, the park sewer segment install. They have to do the restoration and cap the bathroom, so sewer for the bathroom, but that's basically done. And then the CIPP work for the railroad segment, my understanding is they're going to do that tomorrow. They should be done tomorrow if they're on schedule.
Yeah.
So
Did they ever get you any testing results?
not as of yet. As of today, when we inquired with them, they said they have all the test results in, the contractor's reviewing them, and will get it to us. We're obviously keeping an eye on it and making sure that we get that. No red flags yet. Sounds like all the work's going to be done by the date that we talked about last month for the end of this year, 12/31. So fingers crossed, Division B should hopefully be out of our way by your January council meeting. Other than if there is restoration work, obviously they can't do it in winter time conditions. So that, and I have nothing for approval for Division B at this point. No pay application or anything. Any comments or questions associated with
No, thank you for your information. Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
I will probably take you up on the offer of getting out
I
of
was
here.
gonna
Just-
say,
Yes,
you're
yes.
free to do that.
Take
You got
it
the
for a
right.
little longer. Road's not the best. Unless, any questions for Randy on your report, anything I need to stay around for?
Thank you.
Thank you. And I'll send you guys an email on that. contingency tomorrow.
Be careful.
Thank you.
Okay, we're reverting back to item F. We need a new salt spreader for the town, keep drivers safe. And that is in the amount of $9,435.
That was installed, correct, with install.
Yeah, it looks like it was $15,825. We got a discount of $6,300. So $9,435 is the amount that we need approved for that spreader.
I'll make a motion that we approve $9,435 for the salt spreader.
I'll second.
Okay, moved and seconded. Any discussion? You still want it, Trevor?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Motion, everybody in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Dale has a thank you note in here.
You should
Might
just,
be that right there.
yeah, that's it.
Thank you for hosting the Lieutenant Governor staff last month. Pam did a great job. Here's to working together in the future. Yours and conservative leadership, Dale Seward. You have anything you want to comment on that? Thank you, Dale, for the thank you. Police Department.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So I apologize on your stats page. I didn't put a total there for the number of calls for service. The pages I give you actually list 115 calls for service. Reality, there was 117 between between the time I typed this up and the time I got home, there was 2 other calls that I had to take. So it'd be a total of 117 calls for service for the month of November. There were 7 traffic citations and 42 warnings issued. Mark's getting better by the day. They told him it'd be 6 to 8 weeks, so hopefully that's putting him right around the first of the year. He'll be back in service for us. Mason's set to graduate on December 17th. Everything so far is going well. I hope it keeps going well. The power outage, from the law enforcement side, everything went well, with the exception we had one light tower that went down within a half hour. But they had made some halogen to LED conversions, and the person that did it didn't take the ballast out, and it took that into consideration. So we lost one of those. Nothing of our fault. In part of that, I'd like to thank District 4, Carroll County EMA, and also the utility guys for helping get this stuff set up and moved around for us. Last thing I've got, the back truck did sell today. We didn't get the reserve that we wanted. It sold for 15, it was set for 16.
Okay.
So I talked to Randy, the condition it's in, what everything else is selling for, we agreed to go ahead and take it. So the guy did make payment today, so he should be in hopefully tomorrow or Wednesday to get that picked up. To date, the town's recouped almost just shy of $83,000 in gov deal sales. So that's 11 assets that we've sold. Any questions I can answer?
I have a couple questions.
Yes, sir.
So looking through your descriptions here, can you tell me what return TX is?
It could be anything from a civil issue to just a question. So when someone calls in, they need to speak to an officer, depending on how it's categorized by dispatch or how we enter it. Generally, those are put in by dispatch. It's someone that has a question about a report, a question about an invasion of privacy, whatever.
Okay.
That could be a number of different things.
All right. And then what is UTT?
That's a uniform traffic ticket.
Okay.
So that's the citations.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, James. Fire department.
Good evening.
I have a run total for you, but my guy that counts my run total, he got stuck at work. This afternoon, he told me, I'll get it for you this afternoon. And he texted me right before the meeting started, he goes, I am stuck at work. I said, okay,
Okay.
That's all right.
dang it.
We will survive.
Right. So what we're doing over there at the fire station, the 634, which has been the first gen Dodge, the older Dodge truck we've got. They used this. It's a rescue truck, but we kind of turned one of our engines into a rescue as well. The guys were telling me it's got spongy brakes. So we figured if they're gonna be driving emergency mode, we probably want them to be able to stop.
Yes.
So it's down to Hefty's, getting that taken care of. We're gonna move our medical equipment to that truck, especially for winter time, because it's a nice heavy four-wheel drive truck. So it shouldn't limit our ability to respond. We did have a thermal imaging camera, or one on our main engine. It won't maintain a charge anymore. The batteries are probably 20 years old. So we're gonna look into replacing that camera. We're also gonna look into the feasibility of maybe getting batteries for the one we got. Seems to work fine if you can keep the batteries charged. So we're gonna see if we can't add one, plus move one to the ladder truck, so then we'd have 3 cameras in service on frontline trucks. So that's our big deal. Last month, I forgot to report that we had to put new tires on the newer grass truck we got, because the bias ply ones, we blew one on our way home from a grass fire. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. I think it was tore up but a tire. And then we went to go look for tires to just put one on there. Turns out that manufacturer quit making that tire because it was having problems. So we replaced them with a radial tire. The guys tell me it rides a lot better and it's a lot more stable and they don't have any troubles with it. And I'm thinking that was a good move.
Yeah.
We
Did you replace
did-
all the tires or just?
Yeah, we did all four because I couldn't find just one of the others. So.
And if they were having problems with them.
Right, yeah, I didn't,
too.
yeah. Pam and I had that discussion because I was like, where can we move money from?
Mhm.
And she's like, oh, Tyler, you got it, you'll be fine.
Everything's fine.
We had 6 guys staff the station through the power outage. We didn't receive any calls during that, as far as I'm aware. I was helping Randy chase out spot fires down there at the wastewater plant, but, we did pretty good through that, so. But that's really what we got going on over there. We're just kind of winding down for the year. We'll get some numbers put together, so in January, we can tell you how many calls we did all year. So,
That'd be good.
that's all I got.
Thank you. Any
Thank you.
questions for him, guys?
How you doing equipment, like turnout gear and everything like
We
that?
got that one handled. We're just waiting on our next cycle to come around. I got about 3 more guys that are ready. That's what we've usually got budgeted in there. So we'll get that knocked out. I can get that pretty quick. The guy that Todd was using, him and I've got personal cell phone numbers. So he's already called me and goes, hey, how we looking? I said, pretty good. Just give me a little bit. So
Okay.
we're trying to stay on top of that.
Okay.
So we're gonna do some officer meeting stuff so I can maybe get a handle on some radio stuff. That may be our next thing we need to tackle.
Okay.
Some radio equipment, and we got some aging stuff that's not, eventually it's gonna
Mhm.
be hard to get parts for, so we're gonna take some of that.
Constantly have to be
Oh,
keeping up on that
you
stuff,
the
don't you?
technology is nuts, so you just gotta stay on top of it, I guess.
Yeah.
So. Anything else?
The only other thing I know with the parade, have Jessica, has any paperwork been turned in for the parade yet, or?
It is not, I can pull it up tonight.
Okay.
Madison, maybe, I forgot.
I think she.
Maddie picked up an app-
Okay.
Yeah, she
Make
picked
sure
up
you
an
guys
application.
Are aware of.
I got your phone call and I didn't answer you because I didn't have your number on my phone, so I had to do my phone.
Okay.
Yeah, she.
Yeah, I did get that, and so, yeah, the guys were, I think they were thankful we weren't out in the snow.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna get a nice ambiance.
I know, it would have been a beautiful parade.
Had a popsicle.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, no building permits issued in November. Not really anything going on at the park other than some sewer work, some wastewater work.
Oh, I guess one thing, to you, Jessica, the holiday market, big success, any news on that?
So it was great. The buildings were full. The only, I don't know if it was because the power outage was that night. There just wasn't as many people as what there normally has been.
Okay.
Every once, like last year, everybody was at the 4-H building and the community center kind of dwindled because, hey, that was the building it's always been in.
Right.
This year it was kind of flip-flopped, but overall, I don't think as many people came despite all of the marketing that we had.
Okay.
And I wonder if it's because everybody making plans, hey, we're gonna get out of Dodge so that we're not home during the power outage, and they just went ahead and did their thing.
Okay.
I think, other than that, I really think that it did great. It was wonderful weather. That was another thing. It may have just been because it was really stinking nice outside and everybody could hang their Christmas lights.
Yeah.
This,
Right.
you know?
Okay.
So, but yeah, it was good.
All right, thanks.
Airport, anything?
Everything seems to be going good. Appreciate you reappointing Vince.
Yep.
And would like to let you know that on the 9th at 5 o'clock, we're going to be having our next meeting and inviting all our tenants and that to attend if they want to. And we're just planning on doing it at Fire Pizza, so. If any of you want to drop in.
Okay, along with the airport,
Thank you.
I have an announcement here. Purdue University has, expanded their airport, built a new terminal. And I was asked to let you know that they have United Airlines operated by SkyWest connects with Greater Lafayette to Chicago. 20-minute flights, Monday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. They have 3 flights, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, they have 2 flights going from West Lafayette from Purdue to Chicago,
Do you know which airport?
You-
Here.
O'Hare.
Okay,
United
wow.
Air.
And then parking at Purdue is steps away from the door and costs $5 a day. And the number of tickets sold through Lafayette Airport justifies the need for additional else or, yeah. And tours are available if anybody in your world or anybody else wants to go tour the new facility. They do give tours. And there will be some of these flyers laying down in the office if anybody wants to pick them up.
I
So-
can add to that. If you'd like to read the bottom of the plane, you can come out to my house as they land.
Oh, geez.
They land on your house?
No, but they're that low. They're that low when they fly over our house. You can read the bottom of the plane.
Anyway, they're looking to expand more, and I guess they've done a nice job of doing it so far.
So Jack, are you guys gonna offer flights from Flora to Purdue?
That's kind of what I was getting at. All right, Trevor, what do you have for us this evening?
We're gonna need that, because we already did that. Alright, we'll keep it short and simple. Street, we've been doing leaves, here lately, we've been plowing and salting the streets, which we're gonna be doing a little bit more of. Water department, we had 4 leaks, 50 calls for service, we have our hydrant flags out for winter now. Electric department had 80 calls for service, 5 power outages, fixed 20 street lights. The Christmas decorations are all up. And then we had the power outage. We worked with Duke on the power outage. And then my notes, I have the salt spreader, which is done. Then when we were doing the power outage, we didn't know if we were going to get the power back on because our reclosers, pretty much like the light switch for the town, would not come back on. So I know I brought these up before. I mean, I didn't think it needed to be something right away, but it may be something we need to think about saving money for in the future, just getting reclosers, because that could have been pretty bad if the town didn't come back on. But I mean,
Pretty bad?
Bishop was there
Sort
with
of.
us, and we were like, uh-oh. People are gonna be pretty upset. But so that's something that we might need to look into in the future and get quotes and stuff to find out how much they're gonna be, but that could have been.
You have any guess what something like that is?
I thought $15,000 maybe.
15 or 50?
15.
And how many do we have?
We have 2 at each substation. So that's kind of like your main breaker for the town,
Mhm.
is what they are. But yeah, so that's how we killed the power to let Duke do their work, and then that was how you re-energize the town, and it did not want to pick the town back up again. So
You might go ahead and get a quote on those again. It sounds pretty important.
Right. So there's that, and then with the salt spreader, our dump trucks, they're all getting old. That's something we need to probably think of in the future. We could just go a used route, however, but I think we have 3 dump trucks right now. I think we only would need 2. Like right now, I think the salt truck, which is kind of having a lot of issues too, but I think if we could sell 2 of them on gut deals and get 1 to replace it, that would do us, we would have 1 good one and 1 poor one, but that could get us by for a while. But if we could think at least that way in the future, because it's pretty expensive, I mean. But yeah, they're all kind of going downhill and having problems. But
Now, when you say dump truck, are these triaxle, or are you talking just a truck with a dump bed, or what are you talking?
these they're not tri-axles, but they are dump trucks. I mean,
Okay.
they are single axle ones, but
Okay.
it wouldn't hurt for us to have a tri-axle. We could just get rid of the 2 smaller ones and have 1 tri-axle, and it could handle pretty much anything. And then the other one that we have is the salt truck, and it keeps dying on us. It died on me the other night when I was spreading salt, and then it wouldn't start again. I finally got it to start, and it was happening this morning. Then we finally got it to go, but then it happened again throughout the day. I mean,
Has your mechanic Fred looked at it?
he wasn't here today, so
Are you turning the truck off?
maybe.
I said, just leave it running. You don't have to worry about it starting.
So that's just something to think about future wise. I'm not saying we need anything decided right now, but just to get the idea going. But
We'll keep an eye out, especially, see if anything that pops up and.
right, and maybe that's something I look on like Gov Deals or something else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Actually, look on the deals, yeah.
Yeah, we could buy on there too.
Right. So that's all that I have.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for all the work with the power outage too.
Yeah.
Everybody,
Right.
Randy's coming up too, everybody for the group effort that we appreciate.
Ready for me?
Uh-huh.
So, we got to pull out the new Vector truck for our first job, after we received it. It went so well that we were able to dig what would normally be a 2.5 hour dig within 30 minutes. They had the water line fixed within 2 hours. With that happening so fast, we were able to take the Vector truck to the next job site that we had, which was up at the park, and complete 2 jobs in one day, when normally we would have only been able to complete one. We had a small stint of having to pull our influent pump 1. We pulled it probably 5 times in 4 days. It was getting clogged with the lovely wipes. Replaced different O-rings and wound up replacing the brass ring to keep it sealed off a little bit better, and that seems to have been holding. We hauled out our digester, about 96,000 gallons out of our digester. We also pumped a little extra from our return pumps straight to it, just to try to free up a little bit of space. During the town power outage, our influent pump number 1 stopped working properly. So with our pump stations now, the main brains of it were put in, I think it was 20 plus years ago. So it's old. The electrician that actually wrote the program for them is the one that came in and worked on them last time that I had problems. And he stated that he was very surprised that they were still up and running as well as they were. So I was able to get a different electrician in there, and he rewrote the VFD to read the transducer, which is just giving us the level of the tank. And that's how that one is now properly working. So it gets a little scary with.
Was that what you were wanting me to call Rachel about?
Yeah, and I have not heard.
She never called you after I,
Nope, I have not received a single talk about that since.
do you still need to talk to her?
Call Darren back, say, hey, get
Right.
over there.
No, so the biggest reason of they're going to keep these pumps in service and working. I'm going to use those pumps more than what I'm going to use the new pump station. The new pump station is going to be for high flow events, especially with all the line work that we have in town. Our flows have gone down quite a bit.
And you guys remember all the time they spent out there the last time the power was off for the plant?
Right.
And it's
Every time the power goes down, we're
It's
there.
every time.
it's become a problem, and Randy's not real comfortable with it.
I was actually there till noon after the power outage. So what we came in at 8:39 to start preparing, pumping tanks down, getting them ready. Because when the power goes out, it takes at least 15 minutes for the generator to kick on and start supplying the plant with power again. So we got to get those tanks pumped down to where we don't go over.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was there from 8 till noon the next day before he was finally able to Band-Aid it, and it's still Band-Aided right now. Like we spoke earlier, the Bringhurst lift station is completely switched over, no longer running off all the old equipment. Everything is new and replaced. They were doing the startup on the generator today. Realized that one of the switches weren't right, so they have to get that switch replaced, and then they'll do a startup on it again. Other than that, just our monthly maintenance, cleaning, etc. The high school sent us 252,000 gallons. We received 255,000 gallons from Bringhurst. A plant total influent of 4,763,000, and a total plant effluent 4,054,000.
Okay. Thanks, Randy. Did I miss anybody? No?
Everybody in the room has said something, so I think we're good, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Breezy, got anything?
Something earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, announcements. The town office is going to be closed at noon on December 24th, Christmas Eve day. And all day on the 25th. Town office will be closed on Thursday, January 1st, 2026. The next town council meeting will be January 5th, 2026 at 6 PM. Other announcements?
Motion to adjourn.
We moved and seconded that we adjourn the meeting. All those in favor? Motion carries. Meeting adjourned.
Perfect.
Did I get all those signed?
Yeah, you did. This is Breezy, you did this, so it's got the correct verbiage.